So today I thought I'd go through all three projects and show you exactly what's wrong with them, exactly where we are, and exactly why we haven't got any of them finished yet. The Porsche still isn't finished, which isn't surprising really, considering, well, we still don't have an engine. But it isn't the Porsche that's holding everything up. Because outside, the Swedish gold digger, yeah, that still isn't done either. And then to cap it all off, there's the workshop, Renovation. It still isn't complete. So today I thought I'd go through all three projects and show you exactly what's wrong with them, exactly where we are, and exactly why we haven't got any of them finished yet. So, Harry's been busy. He's been chipping away at the Swedish gold digger. So, first one you'll notice is he fixed the door handle, and it's a hell of a fix. And we've actually got a bit of footage of that, so we'll cut to that. Second thing he's done, which I just found out, is he fixed the door lock, so I can't even get in it. We've got a bit of video of that, and I think he's been busy inside, and he's made himself a nice little new knob. So, well done, Harry. What are we waiting on? Well, I don't think they've established yet whether the head gasket's gone, so we've still got to sort that bit out, and we are waiting on parts to do the tracks. So we're waiting for the rollers and the sprockets, and we're still in discussion with the company about joining up to do some other bits. It's still got a leaky main ram seal, which is leaking really bad now, really going. And then we've got to have that discussion about where we're going with it. Are we going to paint it? We've got to get a front window. Do we do a restoration? What do we do? But she's sitting here. Basically, we're just waiting on parts, and then we'll get cracking again. We have got some plans for some future videos for this one, so we'll be coming back. Okay, so Porsche status. As you can see, the engine is gone. We've sent the engine cases down to a local company. They're going to look at, well, they've started work on them to get them re-sleeved. I don't actually know how much that's going to cost yet. But yeah, we're getting new sleeves in, new pistons. They're going to do all that work, and then I'm going to bring the cases back here, and then we're going to do the full rebuild once we've got the sleeves put in. But it took me a little while to find someone who could actually do it. Apparently M96 engines, they're not the easiest to re-sleeve. So quite a few of the companies, well, a couple of companies I got put onto weren't even in business anymore. And I was starting to panic because I was searching all over the UK for someone to do it. And then I actually found someone 15 miles away, 12 miles away. So it turns out they're quite a good company. So they've got a lot of experience with them. So that's where they are. Hopefully by the end of this week, we should have some details back from them about how much it's going to cost and how long it's going to take. The only problem is a good engineering company is a busy engineering company, and so yeah, we're beholden to them to get it done. Other than that, we have got some bits in now. So we got so far with the brakes, we got as far as we could rebuilding one caliper, and then we ran out of parts. The new parts are in, so while we were waiting for seals from Design 911, and they've got them to us. So we've got these are the 30mm seals, so they're in, so we can get the brakes finished off and underway. But obviously you've already seen us do one caliper, so you don't need to see us do that again. We've got new brake lines, flexi lines coming in. These are braided lines, and we've got a set of pads. Nothing special at the moment. All we're trying to do is get this car running and get it for an MOT. Once I've done that, then we'll start worrying about, I want to do track days with it and turn it into a road track, fast road track car. But at the moment, I'm just, I bought the cheapest pads I can. Literally just want to drive it to the MOT station and get it through the MOT. So we've got brake wear indicators, got a full set of pads. That's sorted. So we can get underway with this a little bit. We can at least get the brakes done. Next job on the list, I really want to clean up the suspension. So I'm trying to find a CO2 blasting company that can come in and absolutely blast this car, because it is disgusting underneath. But that's about where we are with it. We're kind of beholden on the engine. I'll get the brakes done. That isn't a biggie. And then pretty much other than that, it'll be, I suppose we could do a check over, check over all the joints and suspension, make sure everything's good for the MOT, but that'll be about it. Until I get that engine casing back with new sleeves in, there isn't much more I can do. But exciting news, we might not be reboring that engine at a standard bore. It might be going a little bit bigger, but we've got to see how the price works out, as always. So the engineering company where we've sent the cases, I've actually been on the phone to them about an hour ago. They've given them a pre-clean, they've had an inspection. As we stand right at this moment, everything looks good. It looks like we can go ahead with a re-sleeve. So I'm happy about that. That's one thing less to stress about. The next part we've got to do with that, or the next problem we've got with that, is we get the re-sleeve done, that's fine. It's the state of the heads. So apparently M96 engines are prone to cracking the cylinder heads. I don't know this for sure. This is just what I've read and what I've been told. So the little bit of a risk I'm taking now is, or the dilemma that I'm in now is, do I send those heads off and get them crack tested, or do we just bolt them onto the engine and chuck it back in the car and send it? It's a roulette wheel spin. Head gaskets are about 400 quid for the head gasket set, I believe. It's a sizable risk. I don't know. I've had a look at the heads myself quickly. I didn't see anything there to tell me that they're cracked, but apparently these cracks can be rather small. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know. If any of you out there have been in this situation, what did you do? Did you send them away, get them crack tested, or do we just throw it together and chuck it back in the car and send it? Let me know. I don't know. So the next dilemma with this car, the only thing that we don't know is any good, because I bought this car. I did not road test it. We started the engine, we heard it running, we knew it's smoking, that is it. The only thing we haven't tested is the gearbox. We know the clutch is knackered, we're going to renew that, but we have no idea what state that gearbox is in. So really, realistically, until we get the car running, we're not going to find out. Right, so workshop, what have we got left to do? Well, biggest one, as you can probably hear, is insulation. So at the moment we are just a tin steel frame building, so I need to sort the insulation. But as you can see, like any open space, it has got filled. So as the days go by, we keep piling more and more stuff in here because we're just tripping over ourselves at the moment. So one of Tony's MR2s has arrived in. I had to clear out this side for the container, but then we needed some space in the workshop, so the Formula 4s had to come and live over here as well. And then we've got all the Porsche stuff piled up in the corner and some random Formula 4 bits. But I moved all that over here as well because we were just tripping over stuff in the main workshop. So inadvertently, this is slowing us down as well, because if I want to do any work in here now, I've got to come in and try and empty it out to try and get to whatever I need to work on. But insulation is the key. Now, the dilemma I'm facing with the insulation is, do I just clad the walls out with chipboard or OBS or whatever it's called, and put some normal house insulation between that and the steel frame, or do I go for spray foam insulation? I don't know. I can't decide what to do, and I don't know what's going to be more cost effective and better in the long run. I'd like to do the spray foam and just spray foam it on and then paint it black over the top. I think it'll look better aesthetically for the videos, but also so would the OBS wall painted black. So I don't know, help me out. If any of you guys get any experience with this, what can we do? What would be the best solution? I've toyed with doing half the wall OBS and normal insulation, and then just spraying the top half and the roof. Now obviously with these top halves here, we are planning to put large glass windows in. The windows are actually sat right there that are going in. So these 4 sections, I think we've got 4, we might have 3, I don't know, are gonna be double glazed windows anyway to try and get some natural light into here. But yeah, do we do normal insulation halfway up the wall with OBS board, so we've got a nice wall that we can bolt stuff to, pin signs to, put a clock on, and then we do spray foam to the top half and the roof. That would be fairly simple. Or do we do the whole lot? The other thing we're waiting on is the windows. So I haven't even got around to ordering them. I actually note to myself I need to get those ordered and get that underway. And then we have got some gaps we need to fill in. So we've got to put the corner coping on this wall to cover that one in. As you can see, there's daylight coming through the top there, so we need to fill that in. So we have got a sheet of steel that's the right colour to put the corner coping on, but we've got to fold it ourselves. The problem we've got with this wall is, as you can see, it's not exactly square. So coming down here, the concrete wall is a jaunty angle. So if we put a corner coping on it, it's going to look a little bit weird. So I think we're going to fold one up that's not quite square to match your wall. That will hopefully not look as weird. Next job we've got to do is fill the top of the container in. That shouldn't be a biggie, but we've got to figure it, well, I've got to figure out how to do that one. And then we're pretty much buttoned up then. The container doors are actually, we're going to cut the hinges off the bottom and the top, because at some point we're going to concrete in a ramp that matches the workshop side as well. So this is all one flat continuous ramp, and it will look a lot nicer. We want it to be flush with the bottom of the door. And if we keep the latches on, obviously we can't make it flush and we won't be able to shut doors. So they're going to come off, and then we're actually going to end up with a much more secure lock from the inside. Once we've got the insulation done, we can get on to the next job, which is power and lighting. So Dad's actually going to do that. I think we've got all the cables and stuff ready. I just need to get my A into G and order the correct lights and as many power sockets as I need. But that involves me sitting down and figuring out a plan. Now at the moment I'm thinking 4-foot lights along every metal beam on the roof, but then I'm also toying with the idea of putting rows of lights in down the side here. This area where we're going to be, I want to have at least a 2-post lift, if not a 4-post. But I've also got a problem there because we're only 240 volt. We haven't got 3-phase. So I'm going to try and find a 240 volt, 2-post or 4-post lift, which are not that easy to find apparently. Then obviously to work out how many power points I need to figure out where I'm putting everything. So this is a discussion we could have at some point, is what would you do? Which is an open plan, blank canvas. Where would you put your stuff? How would you have this workshop laid out? And the reality is, this is kind of holding everything else up. So, do we get this finished first? Get the electrics and wiring underway, get it insulated, get the windows in. Really, it ain't going to take a lot to get it done. So the workshop's basically finished. No, it's not anywhere near finished. See, the problem is these three projects are all linked, because until one's done, it's holding up all the rest. Now, originally we set out to rebuild the workshop, and I was going to do that before I started on the Porsche, but then I brought the Porsche in just to help us out when we were held up with the workshop waiting for parts. Now the digger was only ever a fill-in. We honestly didn't realise how popular it was going to be. And now it's got its own series, which I wasn't planning. I was only planning on having 2 series at a time. Now we've got 3. Now the problem is I can't manage all 3 at the same time. At some point I've got to focus on one to get us going and get us underway. Financially, as well as the time, it's just far too consuming. And without the workshop done, we are tripping over ourselves in here, because we've got to operate as well on a day-to-day basis. My brother needs a workshop just to do his day-to-day job. And I'm taking his lift up with a Porsche. So that leaves me in a dilemma, and this is where I need your help. What would you guys do? Would you focus on getting the Porsche done, number 1? Do we finish off the digger, number 2? Or do we get on with the workshop, number 3? Because realistically, if we get that done, I can get my Porsche out of there. I can free my brother's workshop up. What would you do? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, there's an update for you. Thanks for watching. Remember, if you haven't done so already, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. It really helps us out. And also, if you haven't realised yet, new channels, small channels like ourselves, have got a new feature on YouTube called hyping. So when you like our video, for the first 7 days of videos up, you have free available hypes that you can give out to small channels. I'd really appreciate it if you give a hype to this video. It helps us move up the leaderboard, and it will help our little channel grow. So, thanks for watching. This is Smoking Still Garage. We're just getting started. See you next time.